Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let those notifications go out, guys. Welcome. Shout out to everybody. Listen. I got to tell y'all something. I'm still clearing my throat and everything. So the husband is going to cook me something to really clear the throat. All right. To just decongest. Spicy as hell. Shout out to everybody. Welcome. I'm letting those notifications go out. You said, shout out to you. You're crocheting a hat for a friend and I'll be lurking. You know, I used to know how to crochet when I was there was a teacher when I was in the 4th or 5th grade who taught us how to crochet, and she only taught us for I don't know how to do it anymore, but it just looks so relaxing. Like I should totally be crocheting, but I don't know. I mean, I would make a lot of blankets, and then I've seen like the heavy little knitted blankets type of thing. So yeah, I should totally go back to it. It'll probably relax me. Hey Ellen, hey Dizzy Destiny, Katie, welcome Fail Pessimist in the house. Cheeks says this timing couldn't be more perfect. Thank you, Cheeks. Shout out to you, Gaslit. Shauna B, yes, everybody come through. Nurse, how are you, love? Shout out to everybody. Welcome, everybody. Is Wim awake? Because I haven't seen Wim. I've seen him here and there, but I haven't really seen him be awake. Welcome. Shout out to Wim. Wim, wake up right now. Didi, Shauna B, Nebby, welcome. Thank you. I can't remember who tagged me on Discord and let me know that there was an interview that one of the alleged Sean Diddy Combs victim did. And so I said, yeah, we got to review this. It was early in the morning and I can't remember who tagged me, but if you tagged me on this, thank you. We are going to review it right now. I have not watched it. So I figured let me watch it live with everybody so we can have a real good reaction to this. Thank you. You said I made a big blankets for everyone last Christmas. Ooh, that sounds cozy. Shout out to you. I'm going to lurk while clean up. Just finished brownies and blueberry muffins. That sounds really good. My daughter's been coughing so bad and it's making her puke. Oh, it's like going around. You know what I mean? Shout out to you. Thank you. Hey Pika, how are you, love? Baby K's in the house. Welcome. I have arrived. Yeah, you get welcome. You know, we were gonna talk a little bit about Liam Payne, but I said that deserves a separate video because I gotta like to me when I do pre-recordeds on Liam Payne, they're a little bit more organized and I'm able to kind of really put my thought processes behind all of that. So that'll be a separate video. Welcome everybody. Let's see. Katie, Shauna B, everybody coming through. Okay. We'll give the people some time to get in here. Hold up, y'all. Now let me share this real quick. Shout out to everybody. We live now. But I don't know. I need to eat something like I'm that person that eats something spicy to really clear the sinuses, and then after I eat it, I feel pretty good. So I'm looking forward to that. I love spicy food, especially really spicy. Rihanna and White Tea didn't notify you? Oh my gosh. This is White Tea doesn't really like me all the time. You know, it is what it is. There's been so much happening with the Cassie and just everything that's like in general in social media. Diddy this week has been busy. We still have that Diddy doc that I have not shown on Discord yet. And part of it, like I said, y'all, I don't feel like we're gonna there is nothing different in that Diddy doc that I felt like I didn't already know. Other than they said about Miss Janice Combs having sex parties and making Diddy watch. I don't know if y'all heard that, but we did talk about that here on this channel. So let's start with this article and then we're going to get into that interview. Allow the people to get in here. Top attorney reveals the real reason Diddy's legal team is demanding access to Cassie Ventura's tapes. We talked a little bit about this. We talked about the fact that there has been like all these filings and stuff like that happening, that he can't have access to his evidence, that Agnifilo has only been able to view the evidence, I think, 2 times if I remember correctly. So we definitely need to get into that. Welcome. Did y'all really not get YT notifications? Because I'm hearing everybody say that. Maybe I need to do a survey on that. Why, YT, are you doing me this way? Hold up. Let's start a poll. Did you receive, while we wait for people to get in here, did you receive YT notifications? And that's YT, not Discord. Okay? You didn't? Huh. Yes, I did know that. It's a lot of pneumonia, death, right? It's weird, but it's how it's happening. Okay, Cheek says you didn't. Why does YT do me like this? I always get notifications. I never from YT. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I don't know. It's like sometimes I don't know if they just don't care or what. I know that creators get like 3 notifications a day, like a business day, but I haven't even used all my 3, you know? This is why I just continuously upload because I never know if they're going to notify anybody. Yeah, that's right. Make sure you have your bell on. Absolutely. Okay, so this is interesting. All right, let me look at this poll. So 22% said that they were notified by YT and 76% said they weren't notified. Andra says that she was notified on Discord, nothing from YouTube. Wow, YouTube, you really suck. You don't know what to say. All right, well, that's good to know. I mean, it is what it is. Let's get it going. Y'all hit the like button because maybe that'll help trigger notifications. Welcome, everybody. Hope you guys are having a fabulous Saturday. Let's get started. We have so much to review. So, Ashleigh Parham, which is a lawsuit that we read on this channel, did an interview with Banfield. And then we have, I guess, a Daily Mail article about why is Diddy insisting and demanding on to have access on these sex tapes that are part of the, of course, complaint, the criminal complaint. Let's get into it. So top attorneys reveal the real reason why Diddy's legal team is demanding access to Cassie Ventura's sex tapes. Attorneys for Sean Diddy Combs are demanding to access a cache of videos they say will prove ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura had consensual sex with a bad boy mogul. Now, let me just say this. This is truly meant to kind of piss the people off when you hear the word consensual on a situation, on a tape, on a CNN tape that we, in my opinion, you see this woman running out of that room barely with her shoes on, and a man running after her with a towel. She's trying to leave. Like, to me, it's like they're pushing this whole consensual thing happening. And it's just so crazy to me that like people can't seem to get it that when was it consensual? Did she try to leave there? I don't know. I that CNN tape is forever like living in my head rent free, and it's probably not a good thing. But yeah, I have to say that. In the latest episode of the DailyMail.com podcast, The Trial of Diddy, criminal defense attorneys and former federal prosecutors David Gelman said that the rapper's legal team could use the tapes to undermine Cassie's credibility or possibly get a better plea deal for himself. Let's just say that Cassie's participation in things looks like she's having a real good time, Gelman said. That obviously won't look good for her and her claims of what he did. Okay? My goodness. Speaking on the podcast, he continued, if I am Diddy's legal team, that's how I'm going to be looking at it. That's going to be my theme at the trial. Look, it's disgusting. It's not for everyone. But this is what Diddy was into. And the other individual, Cassie, she was into it as well. They're two consenting adults. My goodness. Right. Playing in our faces. Absolutely. They better hope there's no drugs in the background or drink glasses or anything. Hey, Manna Joe, my love, how are you? She looks like she's in the up and downs in the abusive relationship. Absolutely. Absolutely. It just seems like that in my opinion. Like it just anything goes and they're just doing what they can. They're doing what they can in this situation. Infamous, thank you for renewing your membership, love. Shout out to you. Thank you. Hold up. Now, hold up, y'all. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. I mean, what do you guys make of this? Hey, Bunny Advocate. Strategy? Yes. But it's not like they haven't seen the videos yet, right? Like, let me go back to Agnifalo's argument a little bit. He is saying that he's seen the videos at least twice, that there had been scheduled, things with at the prosecutor's office. They went to go see it twice, I believe in November and December. And from what he could assess, that there was a consensual, things were consensual there, right? That's from what he could assess based on what he saw. So, in my opinion, I sat there and I said, well, okay, like then he wants a copy and he wants to make it APO, like attorney privilege only type of thing, so that he can review it. But he's reviewed it already. He's already made his argument. Why does he need a copy of it exactly? My only concern is that things get leaked one way or another. And with Agnifalo letting us know what was on the tapes, because he did let us know what was on the tapes through his filing, I wonder if that's a violation in itself. You know what I mean? It makes you wonder. Hey, Morris 17, how are you, love? I mean, I don't know. Some of that injury is going to be women who see through all the victim blaming. Let's say that in some of those tapes, things were consensual. I don't know how you can assess that through a tape. To me, that CNN tape was everything. Was a woman trying to leave a situation and a man holding her back. You know what I mean? So I don't know. How do you assess somebody consensually participating in something? I don't get that. You say Agnifalo clearly is not an honest person by his own behavior and his filings. Baby K, he represented Keith Bernier, and I'm sure he had to make those arguments as well. You know what I mean? Like things were consensual, y'all. So, anyways, this expert attorney apparently gave an argument about this, and he, I guess went on a podcast basically saying that he is going to the theme is going to be, and it should be no surprise to us that things were consensual, and it was a relationship and it was filmed, and that's the kind of thing that people do. I think he wants a copy so that he can intimidate witnesses on the video. More or less, they can stay silent and the video won't leak or testify and will put you on Front Street. Is that the only videos though? Because I think it was a total of 9 total. And so then Gelman, the attorney, continues to say potentially this is probably a negotiation plea deal. I don't know if there'll be any offers extended to Diddy and his legal team for a potential plea. And if there are, I'm sure they're incredibly long, probably looking at a life in prison sentence. So this may be a ploy for Combs' attorney to lower the number. Huh. Gelman continues, if they get this and it shows Cassie is potentially enjoying herself on the videos, they will be able to go after her credibility. How the hell do you assess? Like, I'm struggling here. Y'all got sex tapes, okay? How do you assess somebody's enjoying themselves in a video? Like, you're not watching porn. You know what I mean? Like, you're not watching. I guess I don't understand. You're watching a woman that's has alleged to have been put in a situation where she was forced to. How do you assess that somebody's enjoying them? Like that, her enjoying herself in a video? She could have been drugged. She could have been coerced. We don't know. And then the video plays. How do you assess that? I mean, let me know in the chat. How would you assess that? How? I don't get this. Right. Look at Kraken came in hot. This lawyer always tends to focus on what isn't the bigger point in play. Have we all laid there and taken it at some point? For God's sake, there's other evidence besides the damn video. Thank you. Could have just been acting in this entertainment industry. Well, that's what I'm saying. We're not watching porn. We're watching like videos, like 9 videos of legit victimization. How do you assess that somebody's enjoying themselves? You know what I mean? Like I struggle with this. I really do. She could have been faking it to save herself. How many people don't? Right? especially how they tried to deceive the judge about the legal document situation. Oh, don't forget that. Don't forget that, infamous. Plus, she's going to be faking it because she's scared. Anybody would. Period. I mean, the man was seen on a CNN video running after her and pulling her back and like kicking her. I don't know. So this is the piece that I had to just bring this up. I had to let y'all know that I really struggled with this when I read this. So the government will know that they'll think, maybe if we give a better deal, we don't have to give her a go on the stand, and she doesn't have to then answer questions that maybe she won't look good to a jury. It could be a negotiation ploy. I wouldn't put it past them. I don't know. With this new filing, maybe they're poking at credibility. But to me, it's like, how do you poke at credibility in a situation like this? Where it's like, if you got 9 videotapes, I'm not looking at 9 videotapes that were produced by a company. I'm looking at 9 videotapes where things have definitely been just crazy. Let me go ahead and play this interview. So let me tell you what this is for those that are coming through. Ashleigh Banfield did an interview with one of the alleged Diddy victims. There's a legal case out there that has been filed. We've reviewed it on this channel. The attorney that represents this victim is Ariel Mitchell Kidd. Let's go.
Details in a harrowing story from a
Whoa, why? Did they take it out? They put the video on private. Get out of here. It wasn't on private before. Wait a minute. Wait the hell a minute. No, why did they put the video on private? Why did News Nation put the video on private? Get out of here. Hold up. No. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Wow. All right, let me go to Discord real quick because I know I was tagged there. Better start. Why? Did they get scared? Hold up. Let me go because I know somebody tagged me and I can't remember who tagged me there. Hold up. Oh my God. On today, Steeler Princess tagged me on this. Hold up. It is. They put it on private. She said that they had taken turns R-ing her. This happened in real time. Hold up. And this is the basis of where it came from. Diddy's R accuser tells her story in News Nation interview. Ashleigh Parham says Sean Diddy Combs and his entourage R'd her. Combs firmly denies the allegation. Ashleigh gave an interview. Why did they put this on private? Wow. So Ashleigh, who says that she was gang R'd by Sean Diddy Combs and members of his entourage, shared the story on exclusive Banfield interview. Parham, who asked for her appearance to remain anonymous, said Combs made threats that he would human traffic her and that they would take her anywhere and sell her. They put it on private. I cannot. Hold up. There is no way. Let me see. Somebody has to have had it. This is one day. Okay, this is 4 minutes of it.
You are about to hear some disturbing details of brutal violence and boundless cruelty. And before I say another word, you need to know 2 things.
Why'd you put it on
One,
private?
it is one woman's account laid out in a lawsuit that has not yet been proven. And 2, the person being accused of these terrible things is Sean Diddy Combs, and he's denying everything. We touched on this story before, back when Ashleigh Parham filed a jaw-dropping lawsuit. The claims were just mystifying and overwhelming. She says that she was drugged and gang raped by Diddy and his entourage at a private home in the Bay Area back in 2018. She says after the gang rape, she slashed Diddy with a knife and was shot at by either Diddy or a member of the entourage before narrowly escaping with her life. She then says she was rescued by a neighbor nearby who called police, but she claims the officers who responded ignored her.
Wow.
I reported those details from the court filing, but now Ashleigh has agreed to sit down with me and detail what happened in person. I also asked her some difficult questions about specifics in her alleged ordeal. In return, we agreed to hide her face, and she joined me earlier today along with her attorney, Ariel Mitchell. If you can, and I'm sorry these questions are so difficult. I'm following along with the affidavit for the most part. Can you tell me what happened after you say Sean Combs allegedly raped you with the TV remote? What happened after that in that bedroom with all of those people present?
They took turns raping me, and Sean Combs raped me anally. Shane Pierce also raped me, but vaginally. And the bodyguard guy, he raped me as well while Sean Combs was sitting in a chair naked, filming it and jerking off to watching me being raped.
Sean Combs was masturbating while you say the other members of his party were taking turns with you?
Yeah.
Important to note, these are...
So let me stop right here. The interview was 45 minutes long. I need to know why they privated it. Now, some of you guys said, I have the court file. We've already read it, infamous. Some of you guys have said, well, it's probably because they need to edit it. No. Edit what unless they're removing information? I don't get this. Did something else happen here? They've already, the allegations are in the filing. So I don't understand. It's just crazy just to remove it in the middle of the day.
Accusations only at this point. They have not been proven in a court of law. It's not a criminal case. It is a civil case. And you're going to hear a full hour of our conversation tomorrow on a special edition of Banfield, including Parham's answer to a question that has nagged at me from the start. Why, after making such a daring escape, would she return and then spend the night at the scene of her harrowing gang rape and shootout?
This is where the lawsuit goes. The lawsuit says all of this. We have the lawsuit. I have a copy of it right now.
Again, Sean Combs firmly denies all of this. His attorneys gave us this statement. I want to read for you in full. Quote, as the Contra Costa Sheriff's Department confirmed, her report was thoroughly investigated and it was determined the claims were unfounded. Mr. Combs was nowhere near Orinda, California on the day she claims she was assaulted. There is no evidence that Mr. Combs was even in the same room as Ms. Parham. She is completely unbelievable, and no sane person who views the evidence will credit her story. Again, the statement from Sean Combs' attorneys. Thanks for watching. Go to...
That is a portion of it. A portion of it. I just wonder. Hold up. And then there's more. Hold up. Is this it?
Ashleigh Parham has decided to...
Yes. And this is where this involves Tupac. Okay. Tupac is involved somehow in here too. Listen.
Ashleigh Parham has decided to go on national television and answer questions about it. She asked us if we could conceal her face, and we agreed. She also wanted to be joined by her attorney, Ariel Mitchell. Here's our conversation. Ashleigh and Ariel, thank you very much for doing this. I know this is extremely sensitive. I'll ask the questions best I can. And
let me stop right here. Let me say something real quick. This is what Busby should have done. I told y'all, listen, I may not be a fan of Ariel Mitchell Kidd and some of the stuff that she does, but I will say this. This is what Busby should have done with the other Jane Doe. You see how the victim is blacked out there and the attorney is sitting right next to the victim? That's what Busby should have done. Okay? He let that Jane Doe sit there on her own doing what she was doing. Busby should have been there. Busby should have sat next to her. I like this. I'll give flowers to Ariel Mitchell Kid for doing this. I'll say that much. Okay.
I'll challenge the best I can, understanding that this is delicate information. With that in mind, Ashleigh, can you tell me how you first even came into contact and came to know Sean Combs?
I met a man named Shane Pierce at the bar, and outside of the bar, he had Sean Combs on a FaceTime phone call, and he overheard me saying I wasn't impressed by him and wasn't a fan, and that I thought he killed Tupac. And
do you believe that that's what started all of this, that perhaps Sean Combs had a grudge, just hearing that you believed he was Tupac's killer?
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's what started it, because that's when he threatened me, that he was going to come after me. And he threatened he was going to eat my face, so I didn't take him seriously. I just thought he was a bizarre human being.
At what point did you come into actual physical contact?
Let me stop right here. In the Sean Diddy Combs documentary, and there was somebody in there who said that they had received a similar threat of, I'm going to eat your flesh. I'm going to eat your flesh. This is the second person who has said it. This is the second person. So if you think about it, we could start piecing things together, right? The person in the documentary said, I am going to eat your flesh. This victim is repeating the same thing that person said, okay? And this lawsuit had been filed before this documentary dropped.
Did you see him face to face for the first time? What were the circumstances?
It was when Shane Pierce had called me, and he claimed he wasn't feeling well from his cancer treatment and he needed help opening his medication. So I went over there to help him out, and it turned out he was just fine and he didn't need my help. It was weird. He wanted to show me his new car, and he took me on a short drive around the Renda Hills, and then we got back to his little bachelor pad in the house, and he offered me a glass of water, and I drank it, and I started to feel a little bit off.
Wow.
And then I heard a bunch of people coming down the stairs, and it was Sean Combs and a whole bunch of people who just busted in the door, and in just a boisterous manner and acting. He said something like, bet you didn't think you were ever going to see me. And I was just in complete shock and frozen.
And what happened next?
He basically started threatening me with human trafficking, and that they could take me anywhere and sell me. He had Christina Coram.
Layla says the first time I was notified by YouTube. No, Layla, not the first time. She filed, I believe, 2 police reports from 2 different jurisdictions, and they said that they investigated to their best of their ability. Nothing came out of that. so there was she actually did file a police report. What happened? What happened here?
He ordered her to insert a copper IUD into my vagina, but luckily it deployed before she could actually get it inside me.
Oh my God.
Like inside the cervix. And
so Christina Koran was made to insert a copper IUD, a very specific type of IUD. If you know what the copper IUD is, the copper one is the one that, what is it? Is it every 10 years you have to check it to make sure you don't get pregnant? Okay. You guys know that there's two different, well, that I know of, there's three different kinds of IUDs, unless there's been new ones. But the two that I know for sure is the copper one, which is meant for you to have on to avoid pregnancy, right? For like 10 years. Yes, and you have to be on your period to get your IUD inserted. Am I mistaken? I'm pretty sure that's, I don't know. Then there is the one where it's like, it's only good for like 3 years. IUDs insertions are very painful. So wow. I do wonder if this Jane Doe, or excuse me, not Jane Doe, her name is Ashleigh, so we know her name, but we don't see her face, which tells me that she probably doesn't have a whole, social media presence like this. How does this work exactly? And she said it's a copper, so it's a very specific type of IUD. For those that don't know, hold up, let me see. Copper IUD pictures, just so people are aware. It's a specific type of insertions, and it's literally there's a copper portion to it. One of them is copper, and the other one is hormonal. Hormonal. Can't even say the word. For those that are wondering, this is straight out of the. I don't want you guys to. I don't want cookies. I just want the picture, so I'm not even going to click on that. But it's called a copper IUD, very specific because of the copper ring to it. Okay, and the copper ring, it's supposed to be like 10 years. It's very specific, where the hormone one is like for a lesser time. To have this inserted, no matter what, is very painful. Yes, having the copper IUD, that's why I have such a big gap between my first two and my second children. A lot of people, I only paid for a couple of IUDs. I wasn't there when it was inserted. Really, T-Maker? It's supposed to be inserted by a healthcare provider, right? Like, they're very specific. So she's saying that Christina Koran did this to her. In order for it to be effective, the insertion, you have to go to a doctor or have it inserted in a certain type of way. Callie's like, it looks like the Tesla symbol. It does, doesn't it? I didn't even think of that, Callie girl. Like, no, I didn't think of that. Let me hit play on this.
That's when Sean Combs got extremely angry, and he grabbed the TV remote and sexually assaulted me vaginally with the remote extremely violently.
Where in the apartment did this happen?
And it was in the house. It has a little studio apartment underneath the house, and it was on the bed because it was a really tiny apartment.
The details to this, it's just so, like, it's a lot. And you're right, sister. So IUD insertion involves breaching the cervix without pain relief. Okay, it's very painful. If you've ever had, like, it is. It's a very painful process to have done. It is where it's difficult for me. I'm gonna hide in the chat. No worries, Katie. Shout out to you. That's out of a horror film. God, it's like, but she named Christina Koran to have done this, right? It's a very specific type of allegation.
And was everyone in that party present? The people who had all descended down those stairs into that studio apartment, were they all present witnessing what was happening to you?
I heard more people upstairs that I didn't see. So I'm not incredibly sure, like, how many people were there.
Thanks for watching. Go to
Well-
joinnn.com.
And this is what I'm wondering. If she was drugged, did she feel the pain? You know, like, I'm thinking that based on her allegation, and again, this is where we're going to get to details and stuff like that, but based on her allegation, is she saying that the insertion happened before or after her being drugged? I know it's a very specific kind of question that I'm asking, but I do wonder about this. Like, I'm curious. Now, Christina Koran, I don't know what happened to her. She kind of like left the internet. We haven't heard a whole lot from her whatsoever. This we've played. I just can't believe that they put the interview on private. I cannot believe it. Can't believe they did that. Hold up. Now, let me see if I can find other clips of this, because it's just so specific that they're saying Diddy rape victim. We just reviewed that, and we have the lawsuit. But to say all this, hold on. And I think Christina spells her name with an H. What happened to Christina Koran? Because I haven't heard anything from her anymore or anything like that. Hold up. Let's see. Tupac claims sparks Diddy attack on Ashleigh Parham. Okay. It's another creator that's talked about this. And this, she's talked about this before. Like, this was 3 months ago, where the horrific, this was when it was filed, okay?
Massive flashing red warning here. What I'm about to say is quite disturbing. There's a lot of like uncomfortable language.
That's the question.
And if you are triggered or upset by sex assaults and violent assaults, etc., then this is definitely not the show for you tonight. The accuser is named Ashleigh Parham, and she has agreed to allow her name to be made public. Let's be real clear about that. She is going public with her name. She says that in February of 2018, she met a man named Shane Pierce at a bar, and that Shane FaceTimed Diddy outside on the sidewalk, apparently trying to impress her. But Ashleigh Parham says that she told both Shane and Diddy on FaceTime that she wasn't impressed. And this is important. She says she believed that Diddy had something to do with the murder of Tupac Shakur, and said as much. Allegedly, Diddy warned her that she would pay for saying something like that. So let's just fast forward now to a month later, where she says this guy Shane invited her to come to his apartment. And the lawsuit says, quote, plaintiff and defendant Shane then began to watch a movie, and defendant Shane offered her a glass of water, which he retrieved and brought back to the plaintiff. A few minutes later, Ashleigh Parham says that P. Diddy showed up with an entourage, including his top aide, Christina Koran, an unnamed woman who is not a defendant in the suit, and 3 unnamed men, one of whom she says was Diddy's driver, and Parham says that that driver waited outside throughout the whole of what I'm about to tell you. Parham says that Diddy was antagonistic from the start, and that he put a knife to her face. And now this is where I start reading directly from the complaint. Defendant Shane then partially undressed plaintiff, and then defendant Diddy removed the remainder of plaintiff's clothing, removing the knife from her face, and then retrieved a bottle of liquid from a large fanny pack. Defendant Diddy then squirted a bottle of liquid on plaintiff, which placed her in fear that she was being squirted with a chemical substance like acid.
That's crazy.
Plaintiff soon realized the substance was an oil/lubricant. Plaintiff was squirted with this liquid substance all over the entirety of her naked body. Defendant KK was then told by defendant Diddy to insert what looked like a syringe from sterile packaging into plaintiff's vagina.
That's in the lawsuit. Defendant KK and Diddy began to argue as defendant KK continued to advise defendant Diddy that since the IUD had been prematurely released from its packaging, it was no way they could insert it into plaintiff's vagina effectively. So it sounds like she had already been, I guess, drugged. That's what it's being said. Defendant Diddy, upset by this, took the syringe from defendant KK and tried to insert it in plaintiff's vagina instead.
Defendant KK did as told. and then told defendant Diddy that she was unable to use the IUD because it had prematurely been released from its packaging.
Wow.
An IUD is a birth control device. Defendant Diddy, upset by this, took the so-called syringe from defendant KK and tried inserting it into plaintiff's vagina instead. Defendant KK and Diddy began to argue as defendant KK continued to advise defendant Diddy that since the IUD had been prematurely released from its packaging, there was no way they could insert it into plaintiff's vagina effectively. After some time, defendant Diddy heeded the advice of defendant KK and removed the syringe from plaintiff's vagina and handed it to defendant KK.
You know what I wonder, though, is they never really said this, but did they ever test the baby oil to figure this out? I do wonder. And so right now, the big interview was put on private as we were live, which is very upsetting to me. But we just have these 2 clips at this point that basically talk about this whole IUD thing. So I'm glad that she spoke out. And there's also police reports to basically say that she filed, that they didn't investigate, they didn't do anything. Do the use of syringe to insert the IUD? No. It's a great question. I don't think they use there's a device that they use to insert it. Hold up, let me check. I don't want to misspeak. What do they use to insert IUD? Somebody's already searched this. Hold up. It's a hold up. It's not. It's this. Hold up, let me show y'all. Shows you guys a little bit of how it's done and whatnot. Yeah, it's like a tampon applicator. I'm sure that there's like a what is it? A medical name for it because I don't know it. But it gives you an idea. So she would have been drugged before they did this, right? Like an applicator. The trial is set, I believe, for May. Is it May 5th of 2025? There's an actual name for it. Yes. Sorry, y'all. Storm. It wasn't Storm. It was Steeler Princess who tagged me on this. And now the interview is now on. I don't get it. Why is it on private? It was weird. It was on for like yesterday and now it's on private. I'm going to have to definitely start screenshotting things a lot more quicker. But these are just clips of it. And it's just 2 clips that we know of. For those that are coming in late. No,
Ashleigh
now
Parham has decided to go on national television and answer questions about it.
What was that? Hold up. Look at this.
Ashleigh Parham has decided to go on national television and answer questions about it. She asked us if we could conceal her face, and we agreed. She also wanted to be joined by this delicate information. With that in mind, Ashleigh, can you tell me how you first even came into contact and came to know Sean Combs?
I met a man named Shane Pierce at the bar, and outside of the bar, he had Sean Combs on a FaceTime phone call, and he overheard me saying I wasn't impressed by him and wasn't a fan, and that I thought he killed Tupac. And
do you believe that that's what started all of this, that perhaps Sean Combs had a grudge, just hearing that you believed he was Tupac's killer?
Yeah, I think that's what started it. Because that's when he threatened me.
Targeted for saying this.
That he was going to come after me. And he threatened he was going to eat my face, so I didn't take him seriously. I just thought he was a bizarre human being.
At what point did you come into actual physical?
A bizarre human being. There was somebody else who said in the Diddy doc, hold up. I'm going to pull it. Eat flesh. That he was willing to eat flesh. Here it is. I found it. Hold up. Is this it? Right here. The LA Times. Eat flesh. Nope. It's not coming up. So, I mean, I'm just starting to notice here and there that there are things that people will say that have been already filed. Oh, it's been taken out. Diddy documentary claims that he threatened to eat musicians' flesh. Okay. This victim said that he threatened to eat her too, to eat her flesh. I mean, is that a thing or what? It's very disturbing, all this stuff that's coming about. I'm kind of upset though that they put that on private. Now I don't even feel like, I mean, I've read the lawsuit, so I'm pretty sure I'm not going to learn anything different from the lawsuit to the interview, but still, like, it's upsetting that they would silence information this way. I should have just downloaded it, but I didn't even think of it. That's crazy, y'all. Yeah, he threatened to eat her face. Absolutely, that's what we read. It's just too much, y'all. Hold up, let me see. She said, eat face. Someone else said, eat flesh. Divine Hope. It was in the doc. Did she say eat flesh or eat face? Eat what? Let me go back. Let's figure that out. Hold up. She said, here, let's go back to it. What did she say?
Just hearing that you believed he was Tupac's killer?
Yeah, I think that's what started it. Because that's when he threatened me, that he was going to come after me. And he threatened he was going to eat my face, so I didn't take him seriously. I just thought he was a bizarre human being.
Eat my face. In the Diddy doc, the singer said that he threatened that he was going to eat my flesh, if I remember correctly. So there's just certain things that it's been alleged that Diddy will say that kind of track at this point. You said, I think Ashleigh said eat face. Yes. I thought a different victim said eat flesh. No, Divine Hope, you're right. I could be wrong. No, you're right. They both said something different, but it's like the eating of flesh and face and all this other stuff. It's kind of like coming together. You know what I mean? So I get it.
At what point did you come into actual physical contact? Did you see him face to face for the first time? What were the circumstances?
It was when Shane Pierce had called me and he claimed he wasn't feeling well from his cancer treatment and he needed help opening his medication. So I went over there to help him out, and it turned out he was just fine and he didn't need my help. It was weird. He wanted to show me his new car, and he took me on a short drive around the Renda Hills, and then we got back to his little bachelor pad in the house, and he offered me a glass of water, and I drank it, and I started to feel a little bit off. And then,
you know, and that's the thing, right? He gives the victims water, a drink, or whatever to calm him down. That has been the theme of a lot of the lawsuits. Like, he gave me something to drink, and it calmed me down, and that's kind of where they tend to be taken advantage of when this happens. If more than one person is saying it, it would be quite a coincidence. Now, remember, this lawsuit, this Ashleigh lawsuit, was filed before the Diddy doc, right? It's been the theme. They're giving something and then they feel woozy. They're giving something and then they feel woozy. I don't know. That's the MO, right? That's the MO. Right. Asked about the parties and they emphasize water, lots of water. So, it's a good point. We do have the lawsuit. Now, here's the deal though. Like I said, I'm trying to move on from being upset over the way that they just decided to just. This lawsuit we've already reviewed multiple times, so I don't feel like we're gonna. Everything that she said in the interview, it's in the lawsuit, right? Hold up. Now let me stop real quick. What is really interesting is that this one. Hopefully, it's just the window here. This is the lawsuit, okay? And a lot of these lawsuits now have that highly trigger warning type of thing, right? Now hold up. Let me see if I can find the IUD part. Here it is. Defendant KK was then told, hold up, let's go back a little bit. So on line 49, it says defendant Diddy then squirted a bottle of liquid on plaintiff, which placed her in fear, and she was being squirted with the chemical substance like acid. Did it feel like acid? Like, what made her think it was like acid? That's the question that I have, right? Plaintiff soon realized the substance was an oil lubricant. Plaintiff was squirted with this liquid substance over the entirety of her naked body. Okay, hold up. Now, she was getting a lot of threats before that. I'm trying to see. So she was drugged before she was taken advantage of, okay? Hold up. Defendant KK then made a threat to plaintiff. So she engaged in the threats as well. Defendant KK then made a threat to plaintiff, and they could ship her off anywhere in the world, and that she would never be seen. She would never see her family or anyone she ever knew. Defendant Shane then partially undressed plaintiff, and then defendant Diddy removed the remainder of plaintiff's clothes, removing the knife from her face, and then they received a bottle of liquid from a large fanny pack. Defendant Diddy, so she was set up to basically be AR'd based on this lawsuit, okay? We've read this lawsuit before, just so everybody's aware. Defendant Diddy then squirted a bottle of liquid on plaintiff, which placed her in fear. Okay, so then the liquid chemical felt like acid, but then she soon realized it was like an oil lubricant. Plaintiff was squirted with this liquid substance over the entirety of her naked body. Defendant KK was then told by defendant Diddy to insert what looked like a syringe from sterile packaging into plaintiff's vagina. So Christina Koran is mentioned here, okay? Defendant Diddy, upset by this, took the syringe from defendant KK and tried inserting it in plaintiff's vagina instead. Defendant KK and Diddy began to argue as defendant KK continued to advise defendant Diddy that since the IUD had been prematurely released from packaging, there was no way they could insert it into plaintiff's vagina effectively. After some time, defendant Diddy heed to the advice of defendant KK and removed the syringe from plaintiff's vagina and handed it to defendant KK. Defendant KK and Jane Doe then exited defendant Shane's residence, leaving plaintiff alone with defendant Diddy, Shane, and Doe's 1 and 2. So she never got the IUD inserted, right? From the sounds of it. Who gave him access to the IUD? I wonder. I think from the sounds of it, it sounds like it was already that they had it there. But I missed it because they put it on private. Why did they put it? Did they get threatened? Because they only have clips of it. Did they get threatened with something? I think she assumed it was acid because it actually touched the skin. Obviously, she realized it wasn't the oil that touched her skin. Huh. This is interesting. I remember here is gotcha. Okay. I didn't get a notification. Oh, I'm sorry, Katie did it. I'm not surprised. YouTube doesn't like me talking about Diddy. This is why I ask you guys to hit the like button. Because they start, but they start feeling some type of way about people talking about Diddy, I guess. And the video is still on private. I keep clicking it. We were ready to watch, and then it went on private. It's weird how that happened. So the only 2 clips that exist is like this one. Okay. Hold up. I'm trying to share it. Like there's no other clips. There's nothing else that exists on this. Hold up. Let me see if I can. Oh my God. Is the clip on private too? Hold up, Linda. Hold up. Yo, guys, they put the other clip on private. There was 2 clips. The only one that's available is this one. The hell? There was 2 clips, and then there was the video. The video's on private. The full interview, it's on private. It's a threat. So now there's only this one, y'all. Look, now it's on. Wait, are they trying to put it on private? Like, what? I feel like the internet is messing with me, you guys. No freaking joke. Hold up. They removed it. Now both clips are removed. Well, I don't need to download it anymore, iCats, because I've played both clips. What I couldn't play was the interview, which is now on private. Look, I'm not joking. I'm refreshing it. The last time I talked about this case is 3 months ago. Go search it on YouTube. It's on private. I need to know what's going on. I was so ready for this and nothing. Like, it's gone. Really, Biscuit? Okay. Hold up. It's like, I feel like they just gaslit us right now. What? Okay, so they wrote an article about it. Did that article disappear? This is it right here. Hold up. Let me find out. Hold up. No, the article is still up. I can't be the only one that's seen this happen, though. Like, I feel like they removed. Oh, wait. This is it right here. Hold up.
She slashed Diddy with a knife and was shot at by either Diddy or a member of the entourage before narrowly escaping with her life. She then says she was rescued by a neighbor nearby who called police.
Oh my God.
But she claims the officers who responded ignored her. I reported those details from the court filing, but now Ashleigh has agreed to sit down with me and detail what happened in person. I also asked her some difficult questions about specifics in her alleged ordeal. In return, we agreed to hide her face, and she joined me earlier today along with her attorney, Ariel Mitchell. If you can, and I'm sorry these questions are so difficult. I'm following along with the affidavit for the most part. Can you tell me what happened after you say Sean Combs allegedly raped you with the TV remote? What happened after that in that bedroom with all of those people present?
They took turns raping me, and Sean Combs raped me anally. Shane Pierce also raped me, but vaginally. And the bodyguard guy.
So this clip is 3 minutes and 59 seconds. There was another interview. This we've already watched. We've already played it. Yeah, she's Abraham. She said the 3D remote. That's what she said. It's pretty graphic. So because she felt like Diddy killed Tupac, he basically got revenge on her. It's a huge deal at this point, right? Like what happened with Shane? Where's Shane in all this? She tried going to the police. They didn't investigate it. There's a report of her actually reporting this. They didn't investigate this. This is huge. The lawsuit in itself is very graphic. But my thing is, it's like, why are they putting things on private? I don't get it. I don't get it. Hold up. Let me see if I can. Yeah, this is the 4-minute clip. There's nothing. I do wonder why they took it down and whatnot. I'm gonna see if I can find it and maybe do a reaction video on it. But honestly, those were only 4 minutes of her interview. And what she's saying is no different than what's already in the lawsuit. So I don't feel like we're learning new information. It's just the details are horrible. They're horrible. That's how they are. Private use, I think, is due to friend. Okay. I believe her. Someone I thought was a friend set me up too. Friends can set up people. Friends set people up all the time. It's how it is. And over saying that she liked Tupac, or she felt like Tupac was responsible for Diddy's thing, death. Yeah. 1 4-minute clip now. So you only see one. there was 2. There was a second one, and then there was the full-length interview. So I don't know what happened. But I'm glad I recorded this because I was so ready to do a video on this, and now I feel like there's nothing. There's nothing here. Something needs to be done to hold the officers accountable without doing their job. Absolutely, y'all. Oh my God. Sorry, you guys. Well, I mean, that's basically it. I don't have anything else, you know? And I mean, I don't know. I feel like we're being barred from talking about this topic. Like we're not supposed to. I don't know. Certain networks get away with it. They get to talk about this topic, but I don't know. Really? So maybe they went back to edit. Maybe they got a threat. I don't know. Maybe they were threatened. I'm not really sure what happened. If you guys see the full-length video, let me know. I mean, tag me if you're on Discord. You know, you can get a hold of me there by tagging me and whatnot. You know, we'll go from there and we'll do like a reaction video. But oh my God, it just happened so quickly. It happened so quickly. It's weird how that happened. I don't know. All right, guys, I'm going to let you guys go because I got to go tend to baby bunny. But guys, do me a favor and hit the like button because I'm sure this is going to get censored. I mean, notifications didn't even go out, which really sucked. Just, you know, putting the word out there. Hit the like button and I'll see you guys on the next one. Shout out to who supported. Thank you, Infamous, for becoming a member. Thank you for supporting my channel. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys. Bye, bye, bye.